Hi guys, Kim Jong-Lee here, doing another online commentary battle for Rome Total War. I haven't been around for a while, just because I've had exams, and then right after that I went overseas for a while, so I wasn't able to record or play much Rome Total War. But I'm back with another video. This time it is another subscriber submitted video submitted by Earth of the Roma Victor clan, playing here as the Senate Romans. His allies are Dream from the Harvest of Sorrow clan and General Bat. They're playing against Decaball of the Brothers in Arms clan, Graf, also BIA, and Androcles, which I'm not sure who he is, but he looks like a pretty decent player. So this is a 3 versus 3 CWB rules battle, and I'd have to say the factions probably do favor Earth's team a little bit here, just because the Greeks aren't a terribly good faction in CWB, but the Seleucids and Armenians are very strong. On Earth's side, the Romans obviously good in pretty much every way. Dream with Macedonians quite balanced, but also has quite a bit of heavy cav, good infantry to draw upon. Scythia here, a lot of light cav they can use, and as you can see, a bit of a skirmish has started here on this flank, like so. A lot of headhunting maidens, but also some horse archers here to fend off the Armenian ones. Seleucids against Romans. The Seleucids should win the cav fight, should it come down to that. As you can see, Androcles really does want this cav fight. He's brought a lot of scythe chariots. He does have some silver shield pikes, but they're not going to be too effective for anything apart from maybe taking map control over some of these battle lines here. To counter that, Earth does have some urban cohorts, so urbans against silver shield pikes, especially because these silver shield pikes don't have that many upgrades. Urbans should win out pretty handily there. In the center we have the royal pikes against the armored hoplites. It looks like these armored hoplites are gold, and these royal pikes are gold silver or something like that. So the armored hoplites should win out come a infantry battle there. Over here, Decaball is the only one with infantry against the Scythians. So Decaball probably doesn't want to take a fight here with his cav, to be honest, so I'm not too big of a fan of him pushing up here. It does make a bit of room for his allies to maybe attack the Macedonians, but they don't really seem to be doing that. He seems to be acting a bit unilaterally here, and he's just pushing against the Scythians, but I don't think this favors him very much. There are even Macedonian light lancers here to reinforce. The Scythians have their 6 Scythian headhunting maidens, which are very, very powerful and can definitely do a number on these cataphracts here. So with the backup of these light lancers, I'm not sure Decaball will win in a 1 versus 1 against Scythia. On this side though, Earth has done some good work against the militia cav of the Seleucids, and he's also managed to run this one scythe chariot here amok. There are still many scythe chariot units in reserve that Androcles can still draw upon, but meanwhile there is a bit of chaos here, and this silver shield pike looks a bit vulnerable at the moment. It could be picked off by maybe some urbans, maybe some cav even, and Earth is still just going after those militia cav units, and this has left the archers of Androcles also very open. So because Earth has gone for a bit more light cav this game, he should be able to take advantage of that over there. On this side, some of the warhounds have been taken out, but that's not too big of a deal. Barbarian peasants as well, but no one really cares about them. And basically Bat just skirmishing against Decaball, which is what he should be doing. He just wants to avoid these heavy spearmen, really, that's all. But he is very well poised to strike a lethal blow against Decaball if Decaball is not careful, especially since his cataphracts can be very, very vulnerable to these fast headhunting maidens, which have armor-piercing abilities. So I would not be surprised if Bat goes for some sort of strike using a bit of his micro there. Decaball maybe seeing it wise, is trying to draw his guys closer to his pikes. Doesn't want to be too exposed in that respect. And I think more of Androcles guys running amok. I think the Earth has just done some really nice work with these archers pushing up, while he uses his light cav and urbans to push back Androcles, and he's been able to use his archers here to really take advantage of that. He's even brought some archer auxilia, so a very good way to counter chariots is basically you do this, you just push up and you try to shoot the chariots with flaming arrows and until they run amok. Doesn't always work, but if your opponent isn't paying too much attention, or if he is if your opponent isn't paying too much attention and you have these long range archers, it can work quite well, and it works especially well when you have some very good infantry to support that. Earth, using his light cav, as I said before, this unit was quite vulnerable, using his light cav to take advantage of some of those opportunities there. Meanwhile, Bat is going to be doing quite well. Did a number on this Cataphract unit here, down to 16 already. Not what you want to see as Decaball. And Decaball, having accomplished almost nothing, in fact, actually just getting shot to pieces by these archers while he's been on this side. So unfortunately for him, he hasn't been able to do much thanks to the elusive Scythians, very well known for their speed. And as he's running across to join his allies, he's going to get shot even more by these archer warbands here, so that does not bode well for him at all. And it looks like they're gold attack, so it can be very devastating there. Meanwhile, Earth, again, still doing quite well. Graf has tried to support his ally here. He's trying to make a move here, but he's going to get caught by these Roman cav, it looks like, so he's probably going to lose quite a few militia cav there, so I'd say not too worth it. He got maybe 2 archers at best, but he lost one of his militia cav units, which could be very useful, especially later on in the game, and also in general for exploiting some of these openings. Could be very good against the Scythians, against the Macedonians, definitely, and these archers basically very vulnerable to light cav, so you'll see in a lot of team games in CWB, people opt for a lot more infantry and light cav, because the infantry helps you to push up and gain position on your opponent, forces them back, while your light cav can pick off those units that are running away, pretty much. And that, but also, when small opportunities arise across the battlefield, the light cav can reinforce and support that, take those opportunities a lot quicker than heavy cav can. Also, there is a lot less room to skirmish, so that's also a big issue. It's very hard to skirmish with 3 players. It's a lot easier when you're on your own. Graf has really not done too much this game. He's just sat in the middle with his infantry. He hasn't gone for much of a push against Dream's Royal Pikes. His infantry is very favoured against Dreams, so I'm maybe a little bit surprised he didn't go for it. Especially in combination with the Cataphracts, it could be very, very powerful. You know, very good infantry and very good cav there, but unfortunately, Androcles has just been rolled over by Earth. I think he was just not. He just left too many gaps open a bit. Like his chariots were very far apart. He got them picked off by the archers, and that was pretty much it. He didn't really have anything left to defend his infantry with or his archers with. So that was it for him. He also got picked apart by the Macedonian, some of the Macedonian light cav as well. So it's unfortunate for him. That's allowed the Earth team to roll around the back and roll around this flank, and they're just destroying Graf right now. Graf's infantry is all over the place in isolated positions. All this cav of Earth and Dream are going to be able to pick off quite a few archers at the least. Decaball now sending his Cataphracts over, but these are very slow lumbering units. They're going to be seen coming a mile away. Earth does get his Praetorian cav caught here, which is not good for him, but I mean, his team is in a very good position at this point. They have still quite a few archers left, the urban cohorts left as well, and the Scythians are still very, very fresh and very, very strong. So these Scythians should be able to do quite a number on the Armenians, especially with all these archers here just bunched up. He's not being careful with these, so they're going to get picked off by the Scythian cav. This should force the Brothers-in-Arms / Androcles team to box up. Meanwhile, some of these Cataphracts just getting caught on the infantry. I think this is just desperation, or this is probably just desperation and frustration, probably from Dekaball, just sending his guys into die pretty much. That was never going to be successful, and Graf realizing that he's probably dead anyway, just running his infantry around. So I think more ideally he should have just boxed up there, but not much chance left for the Brothers at Arms clan to Brothers at Arms team to win this game. So unfortunately for them, that's just how this played out. Really, the game just started spiraling out of control. Like when Androcles pretty much didn't show any resistance to Earth. His guys pretty much just rolled over and died, unfortunately. The Silvership Pikes didn't accomplish anything. They couldn't really accomplish much there because Earth had his Urbans chasing them around, and his Scythe Chariots, he wasn't able to make anything happen with them. So he needed to make something happen with the Scythe Chariots, but he didn't. He just got them killed, and that was the end of the story for Androcles. And that in turn made it pretty much a 3 versus 2, and that's why it went the way everyone sees it. And especially when it's a 3 versus 2 with Greece, doesn't always go too well. Greece is not the most most well known of factions for being very powerful in CWB, but nice win for Earth anyway. I believe this game is very old, so you know, these players, I don't know who they are at all. This is just sent in by Earth, and it is a nice team game. Just shows you a bit more Team CWB. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys again.